dilly-dallying, Paul. I like to dilly-dally. Hello, all. Welcome to the Dark Room. I am Paul Mosahanton, the dude in the Dark Room, and it is Thursday, October 20th, which makes it a Zelda Triforce Thursday, which means we're going to be shooting some photography throughout the lands of Hyrule in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Shooting some cool landscapes, architecture, creatures, and such. And since it's October and we are knee deep in that spooky season, we're going to be doing some sort of spooky type photography. Last week we had the fortune of a blood moon rising while we were shooting the Lomai Labyrinth, which ended up being a really cool shot. And then we got a good opportunity to utilize that blood moon for the spooky effect that it evokes, of course. And we got some pretty cool stuff. I'm actually interested to get in there and do our review and choose what we're going to keep and what we're not going to keep and whatnot. But we're going to continue doing that kind of thing. So some kind of spooky type of vibe. Maybe we'll shoot some more Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle seems to be kind of like a spooky area, or at least the atmosphere in Hyrule Castle is like a pretty spooky type of vibe, in my opinion. So we'll do that, maybe play around, maybe do some other cool stuff. I don't know, we'll see. Love to go find Kilton, get some more Kilton portraits. I actually meant to look up where else we can find him, but I'll do that when we jump in. Let's see. We could do some socials if you want to watch any of the previous streams. They all end up on YouTube for your on-demand viewing pleasure. So if you want to watch any of the previous episodes, check that out. We also have nice little short clips on there if you don't have time to watch an entire stream, or you just don't like hanging out for 3 hours while we take photos. That's totally cool. Maybe just like those little bite-sized little niblets, man. And those are all on YouTube, as well as TikTok. TikTok is the exact same clips that we put on YouTube, but it's just a different social media, you know? That's what that is. So obviously check those out if shorts are kind of more your vibe. Also on the YouTube page, we will eventually have what we're working on every time we do one of these streams, which is a nice descripting detailed video about the photography in this game. So eventually we'll have a photography in Zelda Breath of the Wild video talking about what we like and don't like about shooting photos in this game, what we would change about it, what we've been doing with it, all that kind of stuff. And that will be all on YouTube eventually. We also have a really cool group of people on Discord that are very avid photographers themselves, as well as gamers. And if you want to share any cool photography that you've taken in whatever game, doesn't have to be Zelda, doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be whatever the hell you enjoy shooting. I'd love to see what other people are doing with photography in their games. So obviously check that out if you want to be a part of what we're doing here in the Dark Room. Also, it's a good place to stay in touch, keep up to date with the happenings here in the Dark Room as well. So check that out. Other than that, I hope everyone's having a great night. I hope you had a great day. Hope you're having a good week. We're getting close to the end of the week. So I hope everyone's ready to have a fun weekend. I like to think of Thursday kicking off the weekend. That's how I always think about it. So I hope everyone's ready to relax and have a bit of fun. I definitely encourage playing the game of your choice while we are shooting here and trying to create some beautiful imagery in your favorite video game. Obviously, you get bonus points if you're playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, but that's not a requirement. You know, play whatever you want to shoot in, man. And yeah, leave all your worries at the door because we're in the Dark Room now, so we're gonna have some fun. You haven't been having the best day, haven't been having the best week. Take a deep breath, relax for a second, leave your troubles where they are. Join me in the Dark Room for some fun and some adventure, some photographic adventures. And let's do this thing, man. Let's just get in there. Let's get in there and have some spooky time fun in Hyrule. Hyrules. I don't follow the rules. You know what I mean? But you know what? I do like Hyrule. Tell you what, buddy. So we had previously ended after we shot our beautiful shots of the full moon over Hyrule Castle. We got some really cool stuff, and we had pretty incredible moment with the shooting star, falling star fragment, serendipitously falling right over Hyrule Castle as we were pointing at it, with the full moon in there. Probably one of my favorite shots, but we were posted up at our vantage point that we discovered to shoot with. We have a full album, obviously, so we'll edit that in just a moment. I got a beautiful sunrise coming through here. I would take a picture of that silhouette because that's gorgeous as all hell, but I can't because I don't have room on my album, so maybe we'll do that once we finish our review. I guess we can just start chronologically. It never really matters which way we go about this. So we started with a little Kilton portrait over on Corn Beach, where we had left off our summertime type photography. We were cruising down the coasts, and we had ended basically at Lorland Village in the Gobi Shores area, and that happens to be one of Kilton's spots where you can find him. And took that opportunity to start doing some spooky type stuff with Kilton because he's a pretty spooky dude, man. I mean, this man scares me. I'm not 100% sure if he's painting on those eyebrows, the hair and the mustache with whipped cream or a sour cream, could be a cream of some kind that he's using to accentuate his features. And it is the unknown which scares the human, so I am very frightened right now. Kind of missed an opportunity to get a really cool crescent moon rising up over the horizon in the background with Kilton in the foreground here. Didn't really know that was going to pop up, and we caught it last minute. And this is a terrible composition like every way, so this is goodbye. Wasn't set up for it. We did our little Dark Link self-portrait. I'm going to try to stick with the Dark Link. As you might have noticed, I'm clad in a darker shade here myself. And so I'll try to stick with the Dark Link outfit where we're applicable, where possible. But it's not easy because of how little defense it offers. And if we get in any kind of combat situation, I will be SOL, taking damage. So no thanks. But we're going to delete this one because it's self-portrait. We don't really keep these unless we get something super fantastic. If I was doing, let's say I was doing this self-portrait and then a shooting star happened to fall right on the other side of the frame, or something like that, combined with that beautiful moon rising and some beautiful clouds, something like that. It could be really cool, but this is not that, so we can delete it. We did, of course, get a better Kilton portrait since that's what we were there for. And this is pretty sweet. I don't think I've ever noticed until literally this second that one of his teeth is yellow and one is white or gray or whatever. That's kind of cool. This is what you can learn when you get some detail and you start studying a subject like that. You can learn all these cool little details. Also, is that Yoda on his shirt? I think it's a skull, but it looks like there's an ear coming out the one end. It kind of looks like Yoda. I'll have to investigate that more when we see him next. What is that? I think it is a skull, but I think what I think is an ear is just a different design on there that looks like it's attached to the skull. I don't know. This is like an okay shot. Again, imagine the moon rising up on that top right corner over the ocean right there. That would have been awesome. But the background, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell what it is, in all honesty. I mean, unless you really know that that's the ocean, I think it doesn't really read very well. And the sunrise color, I did like how that is kind of balancing with the orange that we added to the flame on the ground on that bottom right corner. Interesting that we kind of had both of those orange elements in the frame. That was just kind of interesting. But no, we don't want to keep that one. It's not the best. Stalmoblin shot at Skull Lake, which was our first subject that I knew I really wanted to take a picture of Skull Lake. We'll have to review those in a second. But this one, yeah, we didn't get any cool shots while we were actually there. I thought that Kilton showed up at this location, but I think I was wrong, although I am going to look that up. Like I said, I do want to find all the other locations that he spawns and maybe get some other cool Kilton portraits if they seem fitting. If it's just going to be a picture of him without some kind of detail background, interesting background or something, I don't know if I'll even try to shoot it. I was hoping when we came to Skull Lake, I was hoping he'd be here and maybe there'd be some kind of perspective on the lake itself with him in the frame. Something interesting, but it didn't work out that way. And this moblin is kind of blah. I do like that the stone in this area looks similar to that of like a fossilized bone to me. And the fact that these Stal enemies are all bone, thought that felt very fitting, but kind of boring. And then we had the Skull Lake, what ends up looking like an aerial shot because of our height. We actually came up to a spot just above Skull Lake. See, we have our travel medallion saved. We were on top of this little spire here, shooting down onto the lake itself. And that made it appear to be somewhat more of an aerial type image. And I kind of think that's pretty rad because there is no way to shoot from the sky, unfortunately. We've tried to float our way down with our paraglider and do some photos, but that doesn't work, unfortunately. So you can't really get top-down perspectives on things unless there happens to be a good perspective or to stand on like this, a higher up vantage point to shoot from. And we waited out the light. You know, we tried to find some light to spill into that Skull Lake area down below itself. But unfortunately, the light just doesn't make it through that canyon because of how depressed the lake itself is. But I think I can still tell that's a skull, and I do actually enjoy. I had pictured this being more of a full frame on just the lake itself, like filling the entire frame with just the lake itself, and just having it be a very prominent skull form in the image. But I actually do enjoy the way this little windy ravine looks as well, because it kind of looks like it could be like a spine coming down from the skull in a way, or at least that's what I was kind of seeing. And the only thing that we really could change about this was, again, the lighting, waiting for the lighting to shift and come at it from a different angle, which these happen to be the best. I don't have the entire time sequence, the sequence that we shot here, but these ended up being kind of like the best too. And that mainly has to do with that cloud up there in that top left corner, adding just a little bit more depth to the image, having a little bit of atmosphere like that. There's also some clouds in the top right corner in the second shot as well. So the cloud was peeking in this one, just barely peeking in the top left corner. And then this one, it's actually fully formed in that top left quadrant. So I definitely will say I prefer the one with that little puffy cloud in there. Again, I think that adds a lot of depth. I also think I kind of got the shape of that windy ravine a little bit better composed in this second shot. The only thing I like worse about this second shot is that the light seems to have dimmed maybe just a tiny bit. Those highlights don't seem to be quite as bright. So I'm going to save this either way. I'm going to save the second one. I still like that one the best compared to this one. So delete that. And then we came over to Death Mountain, and we tried to get a shot that I've tried to take in the past as well. Trying to get these cool wide shots of Hyrule Castle from the distance here. On top of Death Mountain. We actually spawned up here at the Divine Beast Varudania, and we were shooting down on Hyrule Castle from one of these little vantage points. I think we actually ended up jumping down. I think this one was from the very top, I think. But then we ended up dropping down and trying to find a different vantage point. But I really think these shots are pretty cool. The issue, I did really like that moon just coming up over the horizon. The problem with the moon being that low is that it cuts the light from the landscape in the bottom part of the image, and we lose a lot of that cool detail. You can see the detail difference between these two, and the lack of that beautiful atmospheric cloud cover on the floor, on the ground level there. It just doesn't stand out quite as much once the sun or moon goes down too far. So I'll probably keep this first one for now, even though, in all honesty, I think this shot's like, it feels like maybe they're a little too extremely far apart, the moon and Hyrule Castle. Plus, Hyrule Castle is like a little hard to read in there. But I'm going to keep it for now. It will be on the chopping block because, as you will see, we're going to get to some much cooler Hyrule Castle photos. This is like Hyrule Castle, but it feels like it's more about the landscape surrounding the castle because of how much more prominent those areas are in the frame. Also, the sky could have been a little cooler, I guess. Either way, keep this one with the moon just above the horizon and deleting the one with the moon riding the horizon there. And then we came over to North Lomai. Oh no, Lomai Labyrinth Island. I'm never going to remember which one's which, dude. It's just not going to happen. North Lomai is over here, dude. And then Lomai Labyrinth Island, top right. Okay, whatever. Even though we did determine that this does look like it's slightly further north than the North Lomai Labyrinth itself, but whatever. We came over to North Lomai Labyrinth, or Lomai Labyrinth Island. We came over to Lomai Labyrinth Island, or at least we jumped to this area just above Skull Lake, actually, and we were shooting from this vantage point here, including some of these beautiful little rock spires along the bottom of the frame, with Lomai Labyrinth just above them. And we were very fortunate to get a blood moon popping up again. It's always exciting when those show up because I can never tell you when it's gonna happen. So it's pretty fun to see them arrive, and then do my best to shoot out whatever we can in the limited amount of time that it's there. It's kind of unfortunate that it doesn't last until the moon goes down, because that would give us a couple more opportunities. For the most part, a lot of these shots with the moon or sun in the frame, they can look really, really cool as the celestial body is closer to the horizon. Once the subject, or once that particular piece of the subject gets too high in the composition, it's very difficult to compose whatever foreground or terrestrial-based elements to the frame along with the moon or the sun, because that requires me to tilt up quite a bit just to keep the sun or moon composed well in the frame. And then that would require us to be at a vantage point below our intended subject and in the same direction that the moon or sun is going to be heading. So if we have an opportunity to get the moon while it's rising and while it's falling, we have a couple more options. And had this blood moon been around until it was setting, we could have gotten some cool shots of it going down over Hyrule Castle or behind Hyrule Castle. So it's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, the point is that when the blood moon rises all the way up, it respawns all the enemies and refreshes basically the entire game almost in a way. So anyway, seeing this pop up, very exciting, but unfortunately, again, once that moon or sun is a little too low on the horizon, you don't get the lighting effect across the actual landscape. And so this one with the blood moon just peering over the horizon, it lacks so much depth because of that lack of lighting effect. And then once that pops up to a certain point, we do have the lighting effect pop in. So I definitely am going to delete this one that does not have that lighting effect. It just looks way too muddy, way too low contrast. And while that does let the blood moon stand out a little bit more, I don't think that's a strength enough to keep it. And like I said, this one, I do like this one quite a bit. When it's over the horizon, the lighting effect just popped in. Keeping that one for now. This one, I want to say the moon is riding the top of the frame a little bit too much. Same with this one, actually. Once I corrected for that, I felt a lot better about the composition. So I can just delete these two where the moon is just a little bit too far to the top of the frame, losing too much of that corona. We can delete that one and delete this one. And then we just have these three. And I'll probably only keep one of these wides. Probably keep one of the wides. This closer shot, it's cool. It's just once I started to include a little bit more of those mountains on the left, the whole image really seemed to feel a lot more well balanced to me. Also, because the Lomai Labyrinth is like such a simplistic structure, having some more interesting texture on the left side of the frame, I think adds a little bit more to the image. Plus, again, it shows maybe a bit of the scale of the labyrinth itself, even though it is kind of a hulking block to adventure through. It's nothing compared to the mountainside landscape next to it. So yeah, I'll probably just keep this last one. Plus then the sun, we got that beautiful sunrise gradient going on in the sky with a tiny, tiny bit of stars still visible. I wish the stars stood out a little bit better in the sky, in fact, because they don't, they don't pop out enough, you know, they just don't stand out enough. And they are constantly out of focus because of the way the camera seems to autofocus on whatever is like the center point of the image, no matter what distance it's at. So anyway, I think I'll keep this widest shot. I like this one quite a bit. I love how that mountain, you know, at first I include the first step of that plateau, and then I include that second step. And I actually do like that is kind of creating a little vignette along the left side of the frame. And then that little ravine valley thing is kind of leading you into the image a little bit. So I'll keep that wide one. This one, and close up, no. This one, no. Saving this guy. And then we did a mad dash to try to get down and maybe shoot some more of Hyrule Castle area. Or I think I was really just trying to get a shot of the Blood Moon with Hyrule Castle in there, which was not easy to do. What's up, Gary? Needs more pizzazz. Which we did not make it in time to really take many photos. We got 1 or 2 shots of this style goblin. And very ill composed. It cropped his little feet out of the frame. The weapon itself is reaching through the top and bottom of the frame. His pose is okay. I just would have preferred if I had held at least his feet. I wouldn't have minded if the tip of his weapon, Odell, just got out of the frame. That wouldn't have bothered me. But the fact that his feet are also cropped out is kind of a bummer, because it would have felt this did feel pretty cool. One, the lighting effect when the Blood Moon is just about to reach its peak is absolutely gorgeous. There's like nothing else like it in the game, and it's unfortunate it only happens for 30 seconds or something like that, maybe less. And because we're always caught off guard by the moon popping up, I'm never really ready to shoot something like this. But we did kind of manage at least a decent shot. It's okay. But the way the landscape looks with that lighting effect going on is super magical. The clouds look absolutely gorgeous. The color looks gorgeous. Very fitting with the castle silhouette in the background. A little bit of Death Mountain in there. Or Death Mountain. It's not a little bit of it. The entire fucking thing is in there, Paul. Uh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. But again, I think just with those feet being cut out, and it's just bugging me too much. So bye. Bye. Next time we get a blood moon, though, hopefully we can find a subject, especially like an enemy, to pose in front of something else cool in the landscape and have that color effect come in, because that'd be really cool. Okay, so we spent a lot of time trying to find a good position, a good vantage point to get Hyrule Castle with the moon setting behind it, because that was a shot I really wanted to get. And we did finally settle on this area right over here near the Krenel Hills. We had a couple of vantage points here. We moved around a bit, shot from a couple different spots to try to work around these pillars that I do not think photograph very well. Balance those out with the spire itself. And then we also had a little bit of, I think I was calling that Mount Lanairu. I don't think that is not Mount Lanairu, though. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's just Hebra Peak, man. That's Hebra Peak. Why did I was calling it Lanairu like all of last stream. This is why it's important to look at the map and take notes, mostly. But we already had, visualized our image, and we had some vantage points picked out. So once we knew that moon was starting to go down again, we rushed over to our pre-plotted point to line up our sweet, sweet full moon over Hyrule Castle shot. And we were treated with a shooting star or falling star right over the castle. So freaking magical. And my only bummer is that I hadn't really set the frame yet. So like I had that in the bottom of the frame. You can see a little bit of those foreground elements that I didn't want to include. And luckily I had enough time to tilt up a little bit and grab a much better composition with that falling star in there. But I kind of like the way the falling star looks in this first shot, because it lost, I think, a little bit of its trail in this second one, or at least the trail isn't staining out quite as much or something. Pretty small difference, but obviously the longer and more prominent the tail of that falling star fragment, I think it stands out a lot better in the image. But still pretty cool. I'd love to see what it looks like with the falling star in front of the moon. I would deduce that it will just kind of get lost in the brightness of the moon itself, even though it looks like it'd be a slightly different color and maybe it would stand out, but I kind of doubt it. Anyway, very magical shot. So anyway, this first one, even though it was the first shot we took, and that's magical for that reason, I am still going to choose this second one where we actually recomposed a little bit and got what would be a much more preferred frame there. Even though I would have done a few things different. I think I could have zoomed in quite a bit here, and maintained everything I would have wanted to. The full moon, beautiful sky, silhouette of the castle, and the shooting star. That all could have been held in the frame, even if I had zoomed in like a good 30%. And then all of that would have been larger and more prominent in the frame. There's a lot of peripheral area in this frame that I don't really need. But that's okay. Again, we weren't really ready for it, and the fact that we got the shooting star at all is pretty magical to me. So I'll keeping the second one, that at least we don't have those dirty random objects popping into the bottom, because I do not like that. So delete that one. Keep the one that doesn't have any of that stuff. And then now we have actually a pretty sweet shooting star shot. So we could go back and delete shooting star. No, I'm going to save this one for now. Shooting star over Death Mountain and Goron Village. I still actually really like this shot. You know what? I still like this shot. I do wish you could see down into the village a little better here, but the lava looks great. Anyway, let's go back. I won't delete that. I cannot delete that one yet. I just can't, okay? I can't. I cannot. Spinchy. Horsey. Horsey and double rainbow. Some of those are going to probably end up having to get deleted. This one we could probably delete. I love this shot, but we'll get better horse shots. This is our first horse photo shoot that we did over on the Gobi Shores. So I will learn their behavior more as we shoot them more, and we'll get better shots. But you know what? How are we gonna ever find a double rainbow again? That's a good question. I might save this one with the double rainbow horse. Sorry, I'm already pre-deciding which ones we're gonna delete. Did I say this was the best, the pro snap pick of the day? I forget if we went over a pro snap pick of the stream last time, but this shot would have been it. Shooting star coming down over Hyrule Castle with the full moon above. Beautiful. And then we did eventually get to what type of shot I actually wanted to take, which was this nice, big, beautiful full moon with that Hyrule Castle silhouette next to it. Love these shots. But on the way over to take that shot, we did come across a Stout Goblin archer who was not too happy about me roaming his territory. And so I took the advantage to take a picture of him. It's okay. I do want shots like that. I mean, I'm glad we got that shot. And again, if we do any more moon with Hyrule Castle shots like that, I would love to find another vantage point that has some enemies that we can incorporate in the frame as well, instead of just the structure and the landscape. So we got treated to one with that. I'm going to try. What's up, Jenny? No need to focus on the negative. Should have. Yeah, exactly. Oh, never. But you know what? I got to be honest and critique myself. Here's the thing about when I am critiquing this stuff, I hope it doesn't sound too negative about me. I'm not trying to talk smack about myself or anything, but like, you have to judge your own work and you got to make decisions about what you do and don't like about it. And then in doing that, we are prepared the next time we come across a similar situation. We have the muscle memory, hopefully, to frame the subject quicker and more accurately within the criteria that we would like it to be shot. So when I'm critiquing like this, and I hope it doesn't sound too. Does it really sound? It doesn't sound like I'm. Do I sound too negative? It's just you gotta do it. You gotta do it. No smack talk. Thanks, ignorant. How you doing? Hope it doesn't sound I'm talking too much crap. But there's always something that I would change about pretty much every picture I take, and that itself should be a lesson. No picture is ever going to come out like 100% exactly how you want it to, especially in situations like this where I have very little control over very little in the image. But anyway, this shot, we don't need it because we have such cooler moon in front of the Hyrule Castle images, and we will again. I mean, even this shot of this Stout Goblin, even though the moon's not in the frame here, this is a even better composition than that last one. But we lost the moon. This shot with the moon in there could have been some cool stuff. But actually, I'll just delete this one right now too because it's just like it's I don't really like the way the hillside looks along the bottom of the frame there. A little too jagged. And that the guy, we can get a better enemy stance and whatever on that same type of subject. Yeah, but saving the shooting star shot. And then we got silhouette of the castle with the moon just behind the top spire there. Very much love that shot. I'll probably keep that one. It's going to be hard to choose which one of these I don't want, actually. Because, like, eventually I will not want, 2 or 3 different Hyrule Castle with the moon in there shots. I mean, I have to keep the shooting star shot. And then maybe I'll just keep the one with the silhouette in front, or the spire silhouette in front of the moon, maybe. It just feels, this one didn't feel all that well balanced to me. I wish I had gotten something like this composition with the moon right behind the castle, rather than having it framed basically smack in the middle of the frame there. And again, that what is not Mount Lanairu, what is Hebra Peak. I believe that should be Hebra Peak, right? Because yeah, if we're over here, we were over here. Yeah, it's definitely, it was Hebra Peak, or one of the Hebra Mountain peaks. It could have even been, was that Mount Drania? No, it's not Mount Drain. Maybe it is Mount Drain. You know what? Here's what we can do. Also, yeah, we're going to lose that opportunity to shoot that thing. Just pop that down. Yeah, it's Hebra Peak. Okay. Okay. Good to know, bro. But I was trying to include that because it felt cool to have that mountainside in the background. But again, having that framed in, kind of center punch the castle and the moon itself, and then it kind of looks like a little unbalanced of a subject, where I could have just zoomed in again and gotten a closer shot like this, but then framed out the mountain. But I do like that shot, and then I do like these close-ups. Well, first, let's just choose between either the horizon moon silhouette or moon right next to the castle. I think I'm going to choose moon next to the castle shot. I don't know. The moon on the horizon looks pretty cool, though. There's more of that cool Ganon stuff floating around in this shot, though. Also have a very large amount of space on the left side of the frame that's kind of unnecessary. And those pillar things that are sticking out of the ground really bug me. Because it's like, what the hell is that? I mean, I know it's something to do with Ganon and his magic and trapping the castle and whatever, but it just doesn't feel good, because it doesn't feel like it's connected with the castle. It doesn't have the same design or architecture that the castle does. So it feels out of place, which again is the point, because it's Ganon's magic or whatever. But they just add, like, they're either in the frame in a weird way, and then when I try to include them, they just feel off. They just feel like out of place. To me, at least. But I think I like this one better because of all that Ganon, whatever, red glowing mist. I think that's like him flying around. I think, or like at least it's part of his spirit or part of his energy flying around the castle or whatever. Causing havoc, wreaking havoc. I love the way the moon looks here. It just, I think the sky also, again, once the moon gets down far enough, we lose a lot of the lighting. And the sky is also dimming, and so that does not let the silhouette of the castle stand out. Where here we have that lighting, the moon lighting our subject, the castle from behind, and that's letting it stand out really well. Oh, but like I was saying, with that pillar thing, if I cropped out, I could crop this into a square composition, basically just cropping out like the entire left side of the frame up to that pillar, maybe a tiny, tiny bit of the right side of the frame. I do like that little circle energy effect from the laser beam. I like that circle because it adds another circular shape to the frame. But I can crop out that pillar, crop out a little bit of the right side of the frame, and then that would feel like a really cool composition. Same thing with this one, though. I mean, again, crop out that left side of the frame. And then I actually might even like this one better, but we can't do that. So I'll save this one. We'll delete this one with the moon on the horizon. And then we have these three, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to want to keep or not. How much room do we have in our camera roll? 16 pictures. Let's go in and delete a couple more. We can delete a couple more. I might have to go back because I don't want to delete any of these as they are our spooky season type photography. Here, this one of this horse I can get rid of. It's cool, it's great, but again, we're going to shoot more horses. We're going to get better horse stuff. We'll do a whole Eponia shoot so I can at least maybe pose Eponia a little bit. Do some fun stuff with the horses. What else can we delete here? Well, these are all, we're going back now. I don't want to delete any of these. I love all those. This Octorok shot, I guess I can let go of. I suppose. I do like that shot, though. I mean, of course, I like all these shots. That's why we kept them in the first place. Kind of hard to make a decision. Okay, I'll say this one, because we're out of our summer type photography, I'll lose this one of Lurelin Village with the dog in the frame, because we still have our beautiful moon over Lurelin Village shot, which is a lot more spooky fitting, seasonally speaking. So I'll keep that one. There's Blood Moon and Kilton. Love that shot. Very fitting. But yeah, this one we're kind of losing that prototype of summertime photography. So we don't need it. I do like that shot though. Flying V at the top. Awesome. Dog looks great, but gotta delete. Gotta make room, pal. Gotta make room. I should really only keep like one of these. And I do like this, even though I do think this composition feels a little unbalanced. With the castle right in the center there. I think I like this one better just because that was the vision that I had, was the moon right behind the castle like that. I was not sure how large the moon was going to be in relation to the castle. Obviously, if it could engulf the entire castle, wow, that'd be great. But that would require a very large moon and a very small castle. And a very long lens. And a very good vantage point. Perfect vantage point to get the moon falling right behind it, which we did kind of find here, but it wouldn't have fallen far enough to engulf the castle. So, whatever. But this shot, yeah, we'll keep... Fuck, that's tough. Actually, I won't delete either of those yet. Let's wait. I think I can delete this one, though. This one I do not really... It's so hard to tell what is going on in that landscape below. I don't really think that it... I know what it is, so I'm like, there's the castle, but you can't really see the castle. I don't see any detail. Ideally, we would have had a lot of that atmosphere billowing up and really creating a good silhouette of the castle in the landscape. But that didn't really happen. It kind of did, but just it's not thick enough. It doesn't let the castle stand out enough. Plus, we have a lot of that ember atmospheric effect because of the fact we're on top of Death Mountain, and that is obscuring a little bit more of the image than I would like. I also had already noted that the moon and the castle, they're just like a little too far apart. They're a little too far apart diagonally, and I would have liked those to have been brought together. My position should have been further south. We were kind of shooting again from up here on Death Mountain. I forget exactly where we ended up taking that shot. But had I been a little bit further, what would have been to the left side of the frame here, but would be a southern direction, southwestern-ish direction, we could have swung that moon and Hyrule Castle closer together in the frame. But then we probably wouldn't have been able to find a vantage point at the height of Death Mountain from this side. Although we can explore that in the future. But yeah, I can delete that one. We don't need that one. Whatever. And then eventually, by the end of the night, I will have deleted one of these two, or both, for all I know. But I am not deleting Shooting Star over the castle and the full moon. Definitely not deleting that one. I do really like this Skull Lake shot too. But I think if you don't know what you're looking at, it's kind of hard to read. I do really like it though, so I'm going to keep it for now. And then let's get rid of... I can get rid of like one more maybe. God, I love that shot of that palm tree. Keeping that one forever. I'd like to go back and try to get a better shot of this. I think this is something we were shooting last year around this exact same time, because the Hyrule Castle area is kind of a scary, got kind of a scary vibe. But we can get a good Guardian Sentry with the Hyrule Castle silhouette in the background type of shot. This at night would be absolutely fabulous too. So maybe we can try to grab something similar to this, but make it a night shot with the moon in there somewhere. I think we're good. You know what? This shot's kind of meh. This shot of the Guardian, I like it because we usually don't have that specific type of effect over. This is like right before he fires his beam, so all the particles, all those light rays bouncing out of his eyeball are kind of all combined. You know, I don't know if he's, I still do not know if he's sucking in energy here or if it's spilling out. Reminds me of in Mortal Kombat when Sub-Zero is doing his like little ice ball attack and it's like emanating around him and it's like popping out, and then Liu Kang swings the water in a bucket and throws it and it turns into an icicle and kills Sub-Zero. And somehow he wasn't fast enough to like see that happening. I guess you gotta assume his concentration was focused on getting his energy up, and then he probably also was like, well, no one's, how could anybody defeat me? I'm Sub-Zero, dude. Anyway, I can delete this one because we don't want a Sub-Zero Guardian Stalker. Do love this shot though, but oof, we can get better stuff. Gotta be brutal here, Paul. Brutality. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, I wish this shot had the double rainbow in it because I like this shot better than this one. But this one has the double rainbow, so I'm gonna delete this one and we'll keep this one with the double rainbow because double rainbow's magic, and we need like one double rainbow shot in the portfolio at all times. We had deleted our Choo-Choo double rainbow shot. Or we had some other double rainbow shot, and then we finally got this one. So I'll save that one as our double rainbow imagery. And now I think we have plenty. We had 21 shots on the roll. That'll keep us going for a while. Eventually, I'm going to do like a mass purge, and we can just delete everything, basically. That would be very refreshing. That would be very relieving. That would be very liberating, but I don't want to do that right now. It's nice to be able to go back and see how far we've come from our beginning stages of photography. We did these first two did come from our first ever stream, if I'm not mistaken. Really love this shot of the golden Lionel. Anyway, okay, we have plenty of space. Let's save, because otherwise I cannot have any of that. Oh, I would hate, that would be so frustrating. I would maybe just rage quit the stream. I'd probably just be like, okay, I'm not going to do that review again right now. Fuck it. Maybe I'll come back in like 2 hours or something. Anyway, okay, so it is sunrise. I did say this looked pretty cool, that silhouette right there. Where'd that flare go, dude? That flare's gone. It's pretty cool. I'll save it. I like that little mist puff that's making that tree stand out over there. I wonder if there's a Korok straight chilling. There's a Korok up there, so I doubt there's one. I think this is the group of trees that we're looking at. Picard Pond, dude! Paul, it says Pico. Pico is obviously the nickname that Hylians give Picard. Okay, oh, here's what we want to do really quick before we get too far. Where can we find Kilton? Kilton. Fang and Bone. Fang and Bone. Zelda B. Oh, see, he is at Skull Lake. What the fuck? I swear we waited. Secret shop in Zelda. I'm going to polygon.com because it's similar to my name, of course. You take Pico to get the llama shop. Yeah. Syphil and Ollie taught me that. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows that, Gare. Everybody knows that one. Okay, anyway. Kilton is located. Fang and Bone locations. Blah, 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 blah. They're just kind of everywhere you are whenever you're there. So we got one in the desert near Gerudo Town. You know, we have not visited the desert, so I would love to hit that up. I've been waiting to, because okay, as a man named Paul, I absolutely love the freaking desert. In real life, I love the desert. For something about it, I very much enjoy. Probably because there's no fucking mosquitoes. That's probably one thing about the desert that's enjoyable. Mosquitoes don't seem to be as prominent. So I love that. But I also I don't know, I love the look of sand dunes. One of my favorite photos of all time is a picture that my buddy Gary took for an album cover. It was Death Valley, right, Gare? It was like the dunes in Death Valley. Sorry, is this too much? Obviously, any of this information you do not want to reveal on the internet is fine, but I'm pretty sure you don't mind me talking about how amazing you are. Anyway, it's a picture of a desert landscape, and it's beautiful. Gary's freaking awesome. Something about sand dunes and the desert I just love so much. And then the idea of a desert oasis. Also, I don't know why I think those are like, it's just such a magical vibe the desert oasis seems to have. So yeah, maybe we'll go do Gerudo Town. So you can get one in Gerudo Town. There's one in Hateno Village. We didn't do that one. Kakariko Village, of course. Lurleen, which we did. We shot that guy. And in Rito Town. Rito Village. Terrytown. Lake Akala. Zora's Domain. Okay, so we got... It looks like he's just in all of the... basically just like all of the major towns, or out on the outskirts of all the major towns is what it appears to be. And no, I guess once you find him at Skull Lake, maybe you can never find him there again. You'll find Kilton for the first time, and only for this time, on the western island of Skull Lake. Fastest way to get there is to travel to Zuna Kai Shrine. Jump off. Yes, sir. So anyway, that's cool. So let's go do Gerudo. Let's go to like each one of these locations and then see what potential we have for getting a good photo of him. Because again, if it ends up like it's just going to be a close-up of his face in his little cart, it's like there's absolutely no difference to where we shoot that. You know, we could shoot him at any one of the locations. I'm looking for a great vantage point with some really cool architecture or landscape, something of note, some kind of point of interest around or behind him that we can add. And obviously we will watch for those moon rises because we're not getting sunset or sunrise. Well, I guess we could do sunrise. It does seem like he sticks around basically after the sun rises. He will stay there until you talk to him. So you do have potential to get maybe both a sunrise and a sunset with him in there if you don't speak to him, if he's already spawned and you don't speak to him before the sun comes up, or after the sun comes up, rather. Yeah, let's go do Gerudo Town, bro. There's also some cool stuff around here. We do want to go... Yeah, that's cool. We'll do Gerudo, and then we can go check out Lomai, South Lomai. We tried to get a good shot of Lomai before. It didn't really work out, so I'd like to go back and grab a shot. We'll go up to Mount Grenache. I think we did this exact same thing last time. But you know what? If you want to photograph something in the best possible way, very ignorant of you to think that you can go once, photograph it, and you'll have the best images. No, 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 no. Okay, Ansel Adams shot Yosemite in every single atmospheric condition, every season, from every vantage point possible. And that's how he got such incredible images. It's like, it's not like he just went on a vacation once and then walked away with the most incredible images of Yosemite Valley. No. The man shot for like decades of the same fucking subject. And that is how you know the ins and outs of shooting that particular thing. And that's how you get the best of the best. Okay, let's go to Dako Shisei Shrine. So anyway, the point being is that if we go back and shoot the same thing multiple times, it's not because I'm like trying to milk it. It's because I'm trying to make sure we're doing it the best we possibly can. And again, it'd be ignorant to assume that I took the best photo the first time. Chino. Even frigid climates. Oh yeah, is it going to be really cold here? It is. We're going to have to put on... I think we can get away with just sand shoes and then the two upper... Or first, wait, no, it gets really hot in the day and then it gets really cold at night. Isn't that how it is? It's like the most extreme landscape here. Oh, look at this beautiful landscape, dude. Look at this person. What are you doing frolicking about? Oh, they're going into a dust cloud. Oh, dust cloud went away. They're good. Oh, they disappeared. Quite the draw distance here. Okay, so he pops up over her. Wait, first let's pop on our sand shoes. And again, I would love to just rock Dark Link outfit like always. But I don't think we can survive here, unfortunately. Dude, Volt fruits. Give me that. Dude, I was blown away the first time. The first time I saw... Dude, where the fuck is this guy, dude? He should be like right up here. That's where he pops in, right here. Is it near this statue? And I know he's not going to pop up right now because it's the morning, so we'll wait till night, obviously. But then he will appear. Oh, shit, and let's go shoot those bones over there. That's very, very fitting for our spooky vibe. And again, I know nobody has been able to answer this, but if there is a cemetery somewhere in this game that I cannot think of or cannot find, could you let me know? Because really want to get some cool cemetery shots. I don't know how you exclude a cemetery from a Zelda game. It seems like it's kind of guaranteed that you're going to like push or pull some gravestones. Maybe they wisened up and maybe kids were like getting too excited about graveyards and grave robbing, and maybe they put the kibosh on adding that to their game and be like, let's not encourage the children to do these kind of things. That's possible. But anyway, that's that's the kind of spooky cool stuff that we could do. If we get cemeteries and bones and skeletal enemies and stuff, this is what we're going for. And I think, does he pop up right here? Is this where we're... I have legit not actually seen him. I think this is the spot. I think this is the spot. Can't you grab this sword? I'm not going to, because if we end up getting this structure in the image, I definitely want... Looks like a rusted claymore. Traveler's claymore. Yeah, not grabbing it. Really sweet photographic element. Okay, so here's what we shall do. Oh yeah, these things like point to something. These guys, you follow along with where they're pointing, and it brings you to, I think, a shrine or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. See, but look at this. Like, this type of architecture in the desert looks so freaking cool to me. It's like, it's very magical. And again, I don't even know if I'm not going to shoot any of this kind of stuff because it's not spooky enough. Your boy doesn't find it spooky enough, so I'm not going to do it. Let's do a little, let's put this kind of far away for now. I don't want to obscure any of the area around where he might pop up. I can never find the flint. I never find the flint. Whoops. Oh, Paul, come on now, buddy. Oh, yeah. Why don't we just put both in our hand at once? Wait, did I drop 2 flint? No, we're good. Oh, come on. It didn't work? Yeah, boy. Okay, ooh, it's getting hot. Okay, we gotta sleep until night. Sleep until night, and then what we gotta do is take note of where we're seeing that moon rise and moon set around him, because that would be the ideal. See something like this, we can get that statue with the sword, we can get him in there. Oh, I am freezing. I can't even... Oh, because I take damage, I think, over time, right? If you're too cold. Yeah, you're taking DOT, man. I don't like being dotted. So we gotta stay warm here. And this nice little pendant, the ruby circlet, somehow gets you better cold defense. How that works, I don't know. Is that how we want to do it? Warm doublet. That was the first thing that we got that would prevent our chilling. So I think you only need 2 because we're not, until we get up to the higher elevations here, I think you only need 2 tier of cold. It looks like maybe only 1. So we can do maybe like Dark Link. You know what? He looks pretty cool like that, okay? Although, you know what? I am going to go circlet. I want to see, you know, I guess his bangs are braided in this thing. Anyway, I want to look good, you know. While I'm taking pictures. Okay, so the moon should pop up. The sun's going down, obviously, in the west. So we should be getting our moon rising up on this side. And that is not going to be the direction we can achieve any kind of portrait with him in there, unfortunately, because it's going to pop up over here. But we can still watch it rise up and see what happens. We can give it a shot. Yeah, so the lighting, that effect will pop away in 2 seconds. My shadow will disappear. The moon effect will come in, and then it should pop up over her. It's gonna be over there, but yeah, again, it's not... Oh, that looks so gorgeous, dude. Okay, let's just do this really quick. No, focus on the moon, dude. Ah! Just give me 2 options with the depth of field here. Miyamoto, Nintendo, listening here. Give me 2 options. 1, depth of field on and depth of field off. That's all I want. Because I would turn depth of field off 90% of the time. I like never want a shallow depth of field with pretty much any of the shots we're taking. When you get into photography, here's what happens. First, you have no fucking idea what depth of field is. Then you learn what depth of field is, and you want the shallowest depth of field you've ever fucking seen, and the only good photo is one that has no detail in anything but maybe the person's eyeballs, if it's a person you're shooting. You want like a sliver of focus and throw away all the detail in the rest of the image for some reason. You think that's the coolest thing in the world. And then you realize, why the fuck would I not want detail in all this shit that I'm trying to frame in my fucking picture? You know, like, why would I not want detail? Well, I mean, do you want people to see any of that, or do you want it to be blurry? It's like, well, you don't want it to be. Then you learn that maybe a deeper focus is the way to go. Like 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And then you realize that there's a good balance in there, and that every subject is different, and then some shallow depth of field could be cool, and then others it's going to be a better deep focus shot, and that's where your boy's at now. It's like sometimes a little bit of shallow depth of field is great. Other times it ruins the shot. It absolutely ruins the shot. I see some shows, dude. I see some movies and television shows where it's like the only time anything about the location that they shot at is like visible is in the wide, like the wide shot, the establishing shot or the wide. The only time you can see and tell what the fuck is going on. Every other shot that's anything but a wide, the entire frame is out of focus except for maybe the person. You know what I mean? Like just the person's eyeballs. Very distracting. At this point, really shallow depth of field is such a distraction. And if you know anything about cinematography or photography, you know, whatever, you're gonna know that if the photography calls itself out and is distracting, then you pretty much it's not good. It's failure. Anyway, so here, yeah, that moon being out of focus is just ruining everything. And this is a terrible shot anyway, so why talk about it that long? But the whole point being, give me a freaking option, dude. Give me an option here. See, we could get Kilton, like, no, see, his face is not gonna... First of all, let's get him to turn in our direction. Molduga? Adios, some Molduga. Molduga stuff. That's just wanted to get you looking in the right direction, buddy. So, the opportunity we will have once the moon passes overhead, kind of a bummer it's a half moon. Kind of a bummer, but we'll shoot this and then maybe we'll sleep. Or maybe we'll just go check out one of the other Kilton's locations, and then we will come back here tomorrow night. Within the next 2 nights or whatever, that should be a crescent. And then we can get a beautiful crescent moon here. It's also kind of a shame I'm so low below this area, because I'm going to block Kilton with this foreground object, and that's not what we want. Now, if I got a shot, here's what we could do. I think what would be real cool is having the moon at the tip of that sword on that statue. I like you can see Kilton's breath, too. That's kind of fun. Something like that, but with the moon getting pointed at by that nice little sword. I don't know if that's where it's going to fall, but we can see. We can find out, testing out some of these frames. That's okay. If something feels everything is like facing the wrong direction to really fit. Like the statue's kind of facing the wrong direction in comparison to Kilton himself. I'll save that shot though. And then let's see, maybe we can get something here when the moon's going to be going over. It might come down over that hillside there, which would be Gerudo Highlands. We're looking at Mount Agat, Risoka Snowfield, and Rudamilla Hill. Rudamala. You know, just above the Caruza Valley. of course. But maybe the moon will come down enough to get something like that. And I can drop down. I think I'm going to be too far to get a very low perspective on. We can get like the tip of Kilton's head. Yeah, I don't think the moon's going to fall fast enough to get that shot. Also, are there any stalk goblins, or anything around here? Whatever, let's get back into position. I was going to maybe get something with those enemies involved, but no. I like that you can't fall off a ledge while you're shooting, huh? I think this is the first time I realized that. We're going to test that out. Anyway, is the moon going to go right in front of that sword? It looks like it might, actually. So let's get as far to the front side of Kilton. So he's... Wait, let's do this. I need a little bit of light on him if possible. So let's do Salt Man trick. Why can I never find the flint? Bottom left corner, dude. It's in the bottom left corner, one of those. These things that... All these shapes are like way too similar to me. And that's the unfortunate thing, but it's true. Let's do this. Let's try to get a little bit of light on him if we can. Okay, well, there the moon... Okay, it's kind of, the sword's kind of pointing at the moon like that. But it's like, to have that sword pointing at the moon, it's so far removing Kilton from the frame there. I think he's blinking too. It's a piece of shit picture, let me tell you what. So no. No, but I'm saving it. And then are we going to get something like this? See, now that's kind of cool. Now Kilton's looking at us. He's got that glow from the fire that we built. Let's try to get a little closer if we can. I'd love the moon to be in focus, obviously. It never holds focus. Again, Kilton's like maybe a little bit too far to one side. Still saving it. And then what if we get right here between... Something like that might be pretty fun. Ooh, that looks pretty good, dude. Here we go. Let's get an even closer shot. Wait for that moon to go right close to that tip of that hill there, Odell. Don't blink on me, dude. Oh, there we go. That's pretty fun. I actually think I could come to the right a little bit. Swing to the right a little bit. Ow! Ow! Oh! I got lit on fire. You know what? We ended up with a cool shot anyway. Yeah, that shot, dude, this shot's okay. Again, obviously, I want that moon in focus. So here's what we'll do when we come back and it's a crescent moon. I won't put the fire right here because like where that fire is basically where I would want to be for that shot, because that was a cool shot. I like these flowers on the sand, adding some detail there. I like the way that tip of the mountain ends up being right below where the moon falls. So we can do this a little bit better next time. But again, that's actually a cool... That ends up being a pretty magical looking little portrait. But I'll move the fire this time when we come back. Let's delete that one. I'll put the fire over here-ish as to not protrude into maybe our one point that we can stand on. Chanel. Okay, so let's go to another Kilton. Or actually, let's see. Maybe we'll just stick with the desert. Let's stick to the desert for now. I don't really want to be jumping around a bunch back and forth. Yeah, let's stick to Gerudo Desert in general, since again, I do love our desert landscape shots anyway. And this is like probably the spookiest area, I'd like to say. Although maybe at the end, maybe we'll go check out Hateno or something. Obviously, we got Laurelin, so there's only like 3 other spots. And we still have a couple more days till Halloween, so it's not like, or a couple more streams until Halloween pops up. Well, I guess now we have next week, and that's about it. So maybe we'll get to a couple of these Kilton spots, but I think this is kind of like the closest in terms of the vibe for the landscape that we include in a shot with him. Even though, again, like I said, this might be a kind of a limited amount of space we're shooting in here, so we have a limited amount of options, but or at least to get that portrait with him, how we're liking it. But anyway, we kind of have that plotted out, so that's nice. So let's go over to these let's go over to the Great Gerudo Great Skellington. Let's check the vibe out over there, because again, that's a very fitting, those giant bones. Also, what? I guess is this supposed to be a Malduga corpse or something? I don't know what enemy these big bones would have been. Maybe predates the Hylian race altogether, for all we know, man. I don't know. Oh my god, my favorite music in the game. Sup, fairy? It'd be sweet if we could get her to come out and then take a portrait, but you can't. We can't get a good portrait of the great fairy, unfortunately. And yeah, I know we're gonna be seeing some beautiful desert landscapes during the day, but it's like I don't really want to waste the time shooting. But what we can do is see if our beautiful moon will pop up anywhere around the Skellington, or will pop out at a good location to include this awesome skeleton in there, which I think it will. I think it looks like... It looks like we can get actually a really rad shot. Might have to be on the other side. Oh, yeah, but see, that looks really freaking cool. Because where the sun's rising, that should be the exact same spot the moon pops up. So we can get... Yeah, this is going to be really cool, actually. We can get a little bit of the shrine in there, or maybe we could frame that out. No, you kind of want to frame that in. It's kind of a cool... I mean, it's going to be impossible to cut it out completely, so let's keep it in intentionally. And we're going to be able to get that beautiful silhouette of the Divine Beast. Like that. With that awesome giant skeleton head. And then a little bit of what is... I believe that's like Taffy Hill, Safia's Table, and Zerko Mesa. Maybe a little bit of Bergia Lookout, too, is in there. Bergia. Oh, Flying V. Hang on. Take this now. Ooh. Yes. Beautiful. I don't think you don't get Flying V's at night, huh? I'm just realizing that. We don't catch those. Those are not a night deal. Although I guess we could frame out. Maybe we can just completely frame out. Oh, look at that sunburst coming around the nose of that thing. Hang on, let's see what this will look like if I do end up like just framing this giant skull head and a little bit of the landscape. It's going to be like so much negative space on the left side of the frame that's unnecessary, though. And that's just, again, because I'm panning way left, so we cut the shrine out a little bit, but I don't think that's going to work. I think what we really want, or if we did do that, we just want to step back quite a bit and like just get the head and mouth of this thing. Oh, dude, I just got engulfed in sand. No. No, I can't shoot like that. Whatever. I got an idea of how we're going to get this bitch done. Dude, you know, that's kind of creepy, though. The atmospheric kind of vibe went away. Never mind. Well, we got that fireplace lit, and we can just wait there. Oh, some door carrots. Take them, dude. And let's keep. I was just gonna sleep if we were gonna get engulfed in that storm. I was like, why even? Dude, electric Stollyfina, dude, of course. And then maybe after we get, you know, this is kind of a sweet shot, dude. Just these bones, that starburst, and the texture of the sand. See if we can get that starburst to pop up again. Oh, but the light fell off the sand now. I like that shaft of light. Yeah, there we go. Grazing over the sand, adding that texture. Just these sweet rib cage bones. There's a flying V in there, too. I see it popping through those bones, but I don't think we're going to get it. Because I'm waiting for the starburst to pop back out. You know, I do like the way the sand looks right there, though. And there's just all these lines. Cooler textures and stuff. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take it anyway. Interesting texture, interesting form. Kind of boring. Whatever. Moving on. But that, I was seeing if that might be a good... Another cool shot with the moon light just kind of breaking through those bones. But I don't think it's really... It doesn't have very much shape to it. There's no shape to the bones there. Where here, we got to see that... We see that skull. You really know what the hell you're looking at. Giant skulls. Oh shit, it's really hot for Link now. That's right, because once it turns the day, it's just too hot for the man. You know, it's kind of funny how this doesn't really prevent the heat exhaustion. It's not well ventilated enough. It's just interesting that the flame damage is slightly different than the heat damage or whatever. That's cool. And again, I think we only need the 2. I don't think you ever get to that top 3rd tier of the heat effect, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's keep looking at. Oh, is it because I'm walking? Do you just enter, like, if you go far this way? Is that what I'm doing? I'm, like, entering the, like, Badlands or whatever, and then we're, like, losing. Oh, these are not Badlands. These are good lands. Okay. But I think that's what's going on. I think I'm just walking too far that direction, which is good to note, because does that mean we're not going to be able to shoot from over there even during our night cycle? Yeah, can I not? I guess, like, right there is the point of no return. even though I'm returning. I'm clearly returning. So yeah, it's like right there. Okay, we lose that bullshit. Okay, so let's frame. We definitely want that sweet silhouette of the divine beast and whatever tower that is. That would be Wasteland Tower. We definitely want that in there, and I'd like it right between this thing's mouth. And then I don't know if we're gonna be able to get too much of the shrine in there. If we want that element, I don't think we can get the shrine in as much as I would like. Because otherwise, if I try to move this way too far, we get into that weird atmosphere. Yeah, once we get like right to where I want to be, which is right here, we lose it. So maybe we do frame that shrine out as much as we can. And just have this be about the mouth of this guy, the jaws surrounding those elements. And then the moon should pop up somewhere over there. And hopefully we'll get a couple good shots. It might be best. I did want it like the moon between the jaws, but it actually might end up feeling a lot more well balanced if we let the moon rise up to a spot in the sky up there, because it's going to be such a small amount of detail on that left side of the frame. But something like that, that'll be really cool. But yeah, look at that. The whole top left quadrant is kind of not giving me any detail. So that will be like on the wide shot, that could be cool. And then maybe we can do a tighter frame like this with just the moon inside the jaws or through that little eyelet or whatever it is. Eye hole. That might be kind of fun. Okay. Where's our fire pit? Sit by the pit. You gotta sit by the pit. If you gotta sit, it's the pits. Back to cold mode. Did we only need the one tier? I think that ended up being what we needed. So I guess if we have both these pieces on, maybe we're okay. Anyway, okay, let's get into position. Again, let's start with a tighter frame. You know what, maybe, I don't know if it's going to bother me that a piece of that shrine is in there or not. It's just the glow from the shrine. It's like, it's a very distracting look, and that would balance well if the stars were glowing like that along the sky area, but it doesn't work out that way, does it? I love those clouds over the mountains there. I'm really going to hope those stick around. Add a little something, something. Moon should be popping up at 10 p.m. Okay, I see some stars. See, but like, okay, stars look great. Again, you zoomed out, you got a nice wide, infinite depth of field. Zoom in, boom, stars gone because they fall out of focus. It's like even when the sky is in focus, they don't stand out very well. Okay, anyway. There's our moon. Oh, look at that beautiful crescent moon, dude. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Oh, I'm so into that, dude. I'm also now noticing the shadow on the ground, on the sand there. Maybe we could double up on the shape of that skeleton if we include that. Because I was thinking you'd want it to tilt up as much as possible, get as much of the night sky, but maybe it's actually going to be more like getting that shadow in the frame. No. Oof. I like that I'm able to stay focused on the moon, though, based on its position. That one's pretty sweet, too. Unfortunately, it's not the right angle for the light to cast a real beautiful hard shadow. I'd want to see the teeth from that top mandible. I'd want to see those teeth shape on the ground. Otherwise, that shadow, I can kind of see them. I can kind of see a couple little tips, a couple points, but it just doesn't feel like a good shadow for that shape. You know what I mean? Thanks, Gary. Still pretty sweet. Okay, and then let's line it up. That first shot was actually pretty good for the between the jaws shot we were looking at. Let's see, let's get to our farthest back point here that we can without getting into that. I'm already in the... Yeah, we're going to lose. Okay, moving out of the freaking storm, Polly boy. Okay, of course this is going to go behind some clouds right now. I need you! Oof, it's also getting maybe a little bit too far up in the sky. Don't leave me, Mooney, dude. I need you to help balance out my composition. I think it's coming back in the frame. Not the best position in the sky, unfortunately. I would have wanted it to have been riding a little closer to those mountains, or, you know, maybe just closer to the center, the between those mountains and the top of the frame, rather. Something like that, like right there would have been sweet. But you know what? I think that first shot we got was pretty much a good one of these skeleton shots. Just for shits and giggles, let's go on top of this guy before we jump back over to get that Kilton shot. Let's just see if we can get any cool, like, vertebrae shots with the moon. Vertebrae tarpits, because this guy belongs in there. He's an old dinosaur. What if Hyrule was just Los Angeles? What if that's how that worked out? I think that's not going to read as what I think it would. Okay, let's go back. Oh, it's going to take us a second to get back over to where Kilton is. Let's make our way, dude. I want to be ready for that crescent moon shot. Bye-bye, Link. He's like, I didn't want to stop climbing on this. Too bad. Wooden objects and dry grass catch fire easily. Be careful around such things while holding a lit torch. You know what? While that's good advice for the game, also some pretty good life advice, I'd say. Okay, there's Kilton. He's there. He's ready. We got plenty of time on this crescent moon. Oh, look at those freaking clouds form. That was cool. They just like grew into existence in the sky. Okay, Kiltons. I wonder, is my wood pile still going to be there? I don't think it does stay if you leave the zone. You leave the zone too much, doesn't work out. I also do like the atmospheric music that plays around while he's here. It invokes a sense of mystery and wonder. Okay, yeah, let's just fill in the shadow like on this side. Kind of. Oh wait, we gotta talk to him. We gotta spin him around. Yeah, it's just me, pal. You're gonna. Hey, I'm a street photographer. I just want to see if I could do a free photo shoot for you. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so let's check our frame here. Hopefully the atmosphere is not that thick in the background when we actually get to taking the shot. Okay. I think I want to be above. I like just kind of be above his little shelf. Or do we want him? No, we want like it's gonna be a Head and Shoulders. It's gonna be dandruff free, man. This is just how it has to be. Dandruff free Head and Shoulders portrait. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that framing on him, and then the moon should fit in right there. Above that nice little almost pyramid-shaped peak. So I'm going to hold that frame. Maintain the frame. Let me move a tiny bit to the right. Yeah. Dude, if we can get it so we got some of his breath coming out while we get the shot. Okay, I'm seeing the moon coming down. We're going to wait for it to pop. Here we go. Here we go. Let it get just to the top of that little peak. Let's take one there while he is lazy-eyed and exhaling some smoke. That's very nice. Okay. I want that breath in there if we can, though. Dude, Kilton, look at me, buddy. Get to the top of that hill at the moon. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know about the breath, though. Maybe that doesn't look good. It's hard to tell what's going on if it's not in motion. So I'll just wait like 1 second, and then we'll take the same shot again. But that's pretty good. That's a pretty cool shot. Ugh. That's okay. I do want that smoke effect to be completely gone. His breath. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, dude. I'm enjoying that one quite a bit. Maybe I could tilt up a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Oh, but his breath came back now. Whatever. I like that. I like the one we just took. Was pretty good. Album full new. Okay, we gotta do a quick review. Fuck. Okay. What time is it? It's already 9:32. Okay. Well, we did this shot at the beginning. This is total garbage. Bye. All these test shots of Kilton are total pieces of garbage. Except for this one. This is basically that same shot we just took, but before it was crescent. So I'll save that one. And delete this one. How did the lighting effect on him come out in that? I didn't really take note of that. But these first ones are garbage. Garbage. Excuse me. Garbage. Closest to a decent shot, but still garbage. Garbage. Like that shot, so we'll keep that. We got this flying V shot. I'll keep that one for now. This one, that sun star effect didn't really come out. This one's maybe a little bit too artsy, and it's like, how's that spooky? It doesn't really look spooky, so bye. This was just lining up, or trying to line up a shot, so we'll delete that one. And then we did end up getting a really cool shot of that crescent moon through the jaws of that giant beast. Save that one. I think this first one's better than this second one, but I'll save both for now. I'll save that one. Here we have the Kilton shot without the moon, so we don't need that. We don't need that. There is lazy-eyed. Let's just delete that one. This is the one. That's definitely the keeper of the bunch. No breath. The breath is just obscuring his face too much. I almost kind of like that original lighting we chose here, though, from that first shot, because it was a little bit more frontal, where here it's like it became a complete edge light on the right side of his face. Not bad. I like that we added that little accent, but so I can delete basically all these except for the one without the breath involved. Even though I kind of think the moon maybe dropped down maybe a tiny bit too much there. I mean, it's a fraction of a difference, so whatever. But yeah, breath in this one, no. Breath in this one, no. Even though the breath there at least looks okay because it's a little bit more like it's formed into what appears to be like a puff of something. What's he puffing on, dude, in his little tent? All right. It's unclear. I think it's Hyrule Herb, bro. I think it could be some Hyrule Herb, for all we know. But we don't want those shots, so bye. Don't do drugs. What? Same with this one. Hyrule Herb blowing, no. You Hyrule Herb loving motherfucker. And then do we want this first one? I guess I'll keep this one, because then I do want to keep... It's nice to have at least a couple things we can... I want to be able to review a little bit next time, so I do want to keep a couple shots on the roll. And then I think that's all we're going to get with that moon. Luckily, it will stay crescent for a few more nights, so we have another opportunity to get something similar to that. And it sucks the moon's gone now, because we could also travel around trying to engage in combat with perhaps some skeletons, which I really would not mind, especially amongst these ruins and stuff. Yeah, let's actually go... Let's go stir up some trouble. We haven't done any enemies yet, really, tonight. Which is like, that's not a big deal. You know, we gotta do some cool stuff outside of just fighting, you know. Uh-oh. See, but these guys aren't gonna fit the prototype, so I'm just gonna, like, just get rid of them now. Oops. It's also... we need something a little bit more defense savvy. How's our temperature? It's still... We still need one cold defense. I guess this is fine. I'm not going to take that much damage from these guys. Ah! You hit your own guy, dude. What you thinking? I don't want to waste my fire arrow. You know what? Ice arrow. You know what? Go the complete opposite of this guy. Wait, how is... That's not opposite. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, he's, you know, he's stun locking you with electricity and he's stun locking with ice. It's opposite, dude. Ow. Give me all your loot. Oh, dude, we got a treasure box, bro. Okay, we're gonna do something with that for sure. Oops. How the hell did I miss that close? Silly. Let's just get rid of this double axe. Good opportunity to do some swingage. Whoops. Swingage. Swingage. What's up, bro? Oh. Button hooked me. I didn't know you were gonna button hook me. You're right. Screw its protection, pal. Don't mess with me, man. Don't you know that I have all 3 hollows? Death won't hold me back, pal. Bye. It's a bad weapon choice, but I don't like using the good weapons until we really, really need them. Now we can crit this guy anyway with them. Crit ya, hit ya. Nice, dude. I'll use this Lazal boom against him. I should just turn off the roots protection. Yeah, let's go drag. We're going to go drag that treasure box over to some of those ruins. And then hopefully we can get some style enemies to pop up. Do they not pop up in the desert, actually? This is... I don't know why they wouldn't. But then at the same time... I could just definitely see that being a thing. Did I extremely dislike the item durability the first time I played this game? Yeah. Was it kind of a difficult thing to get used to? Yeah. What I do enjoy about it is that now you have like a need for items kind of regularly. I like that. One thing I do not like in gaming is when you don't need anything anymore. Once you stop, like once you have all the money you need in a game, once you have all the items you need in a game, never feels as fun as struggling with the limited amount of inventory you have and the small amount of items. So when you have destructible items like this, it's kind of cool to me. Because you always have a need. Like I always am running out of weaponry and stuff. Okay, so these are really cool little ruins right here. And why does it like look like I should be able to do something with them? Like why there's just like one broken pillar. I don't know why that just speaks to me. It speaks to me. It says, is there a Korok here? Maybe. But yeah, let's drag. I wish they were a little bit more impressive. Oh, wait, actually, we got these too. Maybe this is a better option over here. These 3 pillars. Yeah. So we'll drag that treasure box over here. Hopefully entice some style enemies to pop up. And then maybe get... Nah, maybe that's too far. Also, maybe including ruins in the shot isn't the right idea. Maybe we just do... maybe we just do treasure box. Oh shit, now what is it? Too hot? Ugh. Back and forth, this hot, cold nonsense. That's the desert. Let's do... Also good to note that we have this fire pit right here if we don't want to keep wasting our wood. Yeah, I guess those are the closest ruins to drag. No, I mean, I guess those over here are just about as far. Well, let's pop her out. Ah! Pop her out. Try not to open it. Although, I don't know, maybe an open treasure chest shot's the way to go. Nah, nothing's more intriguing than a closed treasure chest and the mystery of what it might contain. Yeah, maybe we won't do the ruins, because here's what we can do. We can pop this treasure chest up on top of this little hill here, which is going to help it isolate from the ground. Okay, that's going to be so rad. Because the moon's coming up right over there. Yeah, perfect low vantage point to get that treasure chest in there. And then I just want some style enemies maybe around it. Try to get it a little bit more level. You know what? They need to start putting bubble levels on these treasure chests here. While we're chilling, I like the shadow on the ground right now, so let's do... Oh, I'm not going to be able to do dark... Well... Yeah, I won't be able to do Dark Link, huh? Dark Link portrait. Okay, so we'll go into... We'll just do a standard... You know... Oh, that doesn't... Oh, it doesn't add... I wanted Gerudo gear. Oh, well. We'll just do like full... Wait, no, it's too hot. What are you doing? Let's do the full hot gear. Hot gear. Whoops. We'll do hot gear, self-portrait with this nice treasured box. Before I forget. Wait, no, we can do this. Get down a little bit lower. Whoops. Ugh. It's like when I'm trying to think about how to control this stuff, it just I always fuck it up. Still not low enough. Let's get even lower. Something like that. And then he's got the little treasure chest under his hand, and there's the divine beast, and there's a beautiful blue sky, and he's smiling. We're smiling. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's having fun. And then they take the picture. Wow. I would have done that with the moon rising up, but I'm not going to waste that opportunity. We're going to need all that time for actual enemies around this little sucker. It's still not level, too. Oof, it's like teeter-tottering. Nobody wants to see a teeter-tottering treasure box, man. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Link. I don't care if you're Sheik. I don't care if you're Zelda. Definitely don't give a fuck if you're Ganon. Ain't nobody. Okay. And then let's do... Here, actually, here, let's do this. Let's put... I know we did say there's a fire pit right there. We don't have to waste the wood if we don't want to. Yeah, I want to. Okay, I want to. Because... I think a little fire right next to this treasure box at night might actually be kind of cool. And then if we get the enemies surrounding it... let's put it like right over here. If we get the enemies surrounding this treasure box, it might end up being like a really cool additional light source. But we will see. Just trying to find where I would want that treasure box to be. I think ideally I'd put it above the mountains. But that requires me to get lower, which I cannot do unless we came over here, but then we're going to miss the direction for the moon. Also, let's do this. Let's do... I don't want it as completely facing me. I kind of want it like 3/4. Like, let's have it turn towards this little fire pit as if, you know, like you brought the treasure box over after your day of adventuring and you're like about to open it, but oh no, your encampment was attacked by style enemies, which is what we're going to be hoping for. Also, I do want to include some of those ruins along that bottom left side of the frame. So something like this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that fire pit is not going to be the way to go. We're going to see how it looks at night. But something like that. I just don't like how that fire pit's right in the center of the frame. I could move it to the left, but then it's going to block It might just end up being kind of annoying. Plus, if we get enemies involved, they might end up killing themselves on it. We've seen it. We've seen it before, man. And not even on the fire pits that I've generated, okay? Those are just... The enemies have killed themselves on their own fire pit due to a lack of attention paid. Anyway, let's save that one for now. So maybe I will end up getting rid of this. If I shoot a bomb arrow at this, is it going to fuck up my treasure box? Let's save and then find out. Because I don't want to launch it. I don't think you can launch treasure boxes, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. We'll blow it up, obviously, once we... Whoops. We'll want a bomb arrow. We could get a Ponya involved. Let's not deal with horse stuff right now, though. Okay, we're going to sit by the fire till night. Hopefully we'll get some style enemies, but... I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath, put it that way. Because I haven't seen any while we've been here at night. I don't know why that is. Okay, and then it's going to get cold, of course. Let's put on our sand shoes so we can maneuver better than we are now. Good ship. Okay, again, let's save before I blast this. Before I blast... What? What? I'm like shooting through the sticks? Okay, good. It stays there. Okay, let's see if we can get some style enemies. Let's just run around for a second. Do they only pop out at 10, though? They might only start popping out at 10. If that's when the moon cycle begins, I'm going to assume that that's also when the night cycle itself begins. Oh, we have this, like, charred area of the grass now. That's fine. I don't mind char. Good chardonnay. Let's see a couple of those ruins in the frame like this. Oof, that's going to be sweet, dude. Gerudo Town in the background maybe on one side, too, if we can. We'll see, but it's like we kind of want that additional lighting source, maybe, from the fire pit. Come on, dude, give me a Stalky. Actually, I wouldn't want him down there. I'd want him up on... Come on, dude, the moon's gonna be popping up any second, man. Come on, man. No Stalkies. Do they not show up in this area? I don't know if they even... Could have sworn I fought them around here. Could have sworn it. Also, is there no moon? Is there just no moon? What? See, people make fun of me because, like, I don't know where the moon rises and falls. I mean, I do, but I get made fun of, and then it's like, but if the moon's not, this is why I get confused, dude. The moon's not even there. Here, let's do this. Let's reload. I'm curious if it's maybe gonna pop back out after I reload, but if it doesn't, too bad. I mean, oh well. Might just not have to get that shot. Oh, though, is the chest gonna be gone? Fuck. Polly boy. And the moon's not even there. And the chest is... Oh, it's back. Okay, at least the chest is over here. At least we got that, but okay, well there's nothing creepy about just a treasure chest. Unless it was one of those. Is this the game that has the treasure chest that like can bite you? What am I thinking of? I think I'm thinking of, I don't know what I'm thinking of. Is it in this where the freaking things come and bite you? I don't know. That's kind of a disappointment though, dude. I mean, there's no moon. Okay, so let's go. Here's what we'll do. We'll bring this treasure over to Kilton and drop it on his fucking head. Because I've had about enough of his bullshit. Ah, kidding. I will not drop onto Kilton. Also, can I hurt myself if I drop this on me? Does that... Yes, I do. Very clever programming, my friends. I mean, I would not be surprised if you did not get the ability to drop shit on top of your own head. Okay. Well, what an uneventful... Whoops! Oh, what the fuck? I'm so bad. Okay. It's like, man, get a treasure box shot with Kilton in there. Hinox, perhaps? Yeah, no, it's just me, buddy. Shaving cream hair guy. That's not gonna be cool. Is the moon still not there?
A piece of that just the tip.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you. What a boring, honestly, kind of a boring. I was hoping we'd get some more style guys attacking, but I'm not seeing nothing here. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, well, let's fucking open this sucker then. I don't know. I guess we'll just open this sucker. Or at least let's do like... Here, Gary, I'm going to recreate your picture. But it's just going to be a treasure box instead of the mirror. So we'll go put this out in these dunes. Oh, okay. There. Oh, now you come out. Okay. Fine. Let's get this thing on top of a little rise in the sand. Oh, God, now they're coming out in droves. Oh, hey. Oh, Paul, you want style enemies here? Oh, take 5 of them at once, dude. Fuck. It's like it's making up for the entire night of no style enemies. All right, let's, here, let's actually, I wouldn't mind getting like a giant group of them in one shot. Around this treasure box with the skeleton spine in the background like that. You know, that's actually kind of a fun shot. Look at the way the dust is just billowing over the chest itself and also behind the stall enemy. I'm digging it. Thank you. I'll keep that one. Still keeping that old picture though, and there's no fucking moon. Dude, this is what I was talking about though. This could have been a real cool opportunity with the moon in the frame. Real bummer that it's not. Oh, whoops, no, ooh. Luckily that doesn't kill them. Did not mean to shoot my bomb arrow. Let's actually just switch back to our ice arrows so we know we can't explode these fools. Rise the bow. Take your bow. Can't carry any more of those. Here. Oh, also, you know what? Fuck the treasure. Well, I guess we'll bring it with us. Let's go get... Can we get Kilton involved? We do not have much time before these stout enemies just leave us, but... Kite these guys over here. Interesting how they're all just... Are they not going to join me? Are you not going to join me? Dude, yeah. Join me. Well, here, while they're all, like, posing over there. No, don't leave. Don't leave. Give me the... Ooh. I like that guy in the background posing. That's kind of fun. It looks like that... it looks like the vertebrae are kind of coming out of the Stelisphos a little bit. Actually, that would have been a fun shot too. Let's do this again. Let's get that composed a little bit better. Oh, fuck. Want one good shot of this guy with that spine in the background. Although, you know what? We want this guy with the arm. We don't want this bow man. Yeah, let's just get rid of him. And then let's see if we can get... Oh, I think all of their bodies survive until all the heads have been destroyed. Ooh, here we go. Dude, look at that landscape behind him there. With the Divine Beast. That's not too bad. Loving the color from the sunrise coming up. They're not going to stick around too long. Here we go. 2 of them like this. 3 of them and 1 of them's headless. Get this Volt Fruit involved in the shot too. Yes, dude. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh! Okay. That's a pretty cool leaping shot. Although I wish that his full shadow was on the ground like that instead of just popping through the bottom of the frame. Pretty cool. I should have realized the shadows of those guys actually are going to look really cool because of their skeletal nature. Here, let's get... Here we go. Let's get some of... Get some of Gerudo Town in there as well. Leap at me, bro. Leap at me. I like the headless one dancing around, too, in the background. There we go. Oh! That's pretty cool. Saving that one. I can't believe they're still around. I think they have 5 more minutes. They're going to disappear at 5. Or is it... Yep, 5 o'clock. You're gone, huh, pal? Interesting they actually die and you get to loot them. I guess you really don't have to wait around. Okay. Well, I'm going to grab these Hydra melons or whatever. I'm going to... grab these Hydra melons too. Where'd that treasure box go? Is it gone now? Did we open it? We didn't open it. Is it just gone? I really wanted to open that as like the prize of the end of the stream type thing, but you know, whatever. Hang on, quickly, let's get a shot of this statue. No, that's gonna look stupid. Whatever. Never mind, dude. Let's go see if that treasure box is still there. And then I'm going to wrap up. I know you're saying, Paul, it's crazy, dude. I've never seen so many people watching. Why would you stop now? You have the largest audience that has ever been on Twitch. Well, that's because I end at 10. That's the answer to that question. It has nothing to do with the viewership. You know? Okay, what are we going to get, dude? Okay. Be sweet if you could like infuse your arrows, the regular arrows, with whatever elemental effect you want. Okay, hang on, Gary. Let me do this dunes shot with this. If Gary's even here. Is Gary still here? Is anybody listening to me? I just want to do... We need like better sand dunes than that. Whatever. I'll bring it slightly further this way.
Gerudo's protection is now ready to roll.
Nice, dude. I say I shouldn't have Gerudo's protection on, but like by the time I need it again, it always recharges, so whatever. Here, yeah, this dune will be fine. Okay, so if I remember your shot correctly, well, yours is a square composition, so it's gonna be hard to match it, but it was something like, you know, hang on, bring this guy down here. Maybe. I don't think this is gonna look. I really needed it back over there where we had it. Thanks, Gary. Oh, there's Gary. Gary, I'm recreating Touch of Glass. Is that what it's called? Touch of Glass? Is that what the album was called? Hint of these new tiers are sure. Oh, there's a treasure box right there we could have used. Fuck. Tell you what, we'll open that one too. Actually, you know what? I want to leave that one there because we'll fuck around with that next time, maybe. Here's some kind of consistent, recurring dune shapes over here. Something like pop this boy right here. Grab our camera. And it's like, isn't it just like that kind of? Yours is, it was square, but it was like, all right, we need like a front dune to add some dimension or something. And perfect. Backlit dunes rolling behind. Yeah, I know. Well, I can't, you know, I'm not going to try for the lighting. It is a close approximation. That actually, you know what? That is kind of a fun concept, though, that I think we've dawned on here, G-Man. Recreating cool album cover shots in whatever game it is that we want to shoot it. It'd probably be easier in Fallout since we can, like, build structures and stuff. We can maybe recreate. Anyway, good idea. I think. This guy's something there. There's some kind of potential there. So I'll say that's kind of fun that we stumbled upon that. See, I think these dunes there make... Wait, hang on. Okay, well, now that I've... Hang on. If we're doing this thing, we're doing it right.
Beautiful. Doing well.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. It was something more like this, huh? This is like, this is close. Oh, shit, I'm taking D, dude. Take it! Perfect. Closest thing to that mirror that I could get. You know, just crop that square, man. Bing, bam, boom. You got an album cover. A touch of Paul. Actually, here, dude. Let's make that. What am I even doing, dude? That could be our compendium image for a treasure box. Ooh, look at that light change, dude. Hit the treasure box, and we'll be talking. Also, why don't we do this so I'm not frustrated by the heat exhaustion that keeps coming over me. Atta boy. Okay, we need that light to hit. Yeah, boy. Oof. I don't like the atmosphere behind it now because we were missing those hills. Okay, bad composition on that wide shot. But now we have a sweet close approximation of that album cover for the compendium. And that ain't bad. Okay. Save that. The only thing that could help us out is a flying V up there to really make it my own. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay, we got that. Very cool, Paul. Very cool. All right, save. Let's do a quick review, and then I'm going to wrap up because I'm hungry, and I'm hungry. That's all there is to it. Okay, so this is for the compendium. We don't need that. This is a closer approximation for the wide shot, so I'll save that one, delete this one. That's cool. Hey, you know what? Honestly, I think that's kind of a cool, that there is something to that concept of trying to recreate album covers in game like this. I think we could get to something. Anyway, so that was fun. Very cool. We got Stelizphos in front of the Rising Sun and Gerudo Town. Not really happy. This composition could have been played with a little bit better, but that's an okay shot. I do like this leaping shot of this Stelizphos with the two other Stelizphos in the background. A little bit of Volt Fruit in there. That's okay. That's okay. Honestly, you could actually probably, crop out everything but the leaping Stelizphos, and that could be a cool shot too, but whatever. Little Stelizphos Bowman. This one's kind of cool with the two Stelizphos and that great skeleton in the background. What do they call that again? Is it called the Great Skeleton? Yeah, the Gerudo Great Skeleton. This shot actually could have been... It is kind of fun how it looks like that spine is part of the Stelizphos in the foreground. But I should have put that Stelizphos in the center. I should have had them a little bit further on the left side of the frame and separated that great skeleton so it could have been a background element. Because it's stacked up, it actually has less apparent depth, in my opinion, and that's what helps it look like it's part of that Stelizphos. But it also really does not look like a big giant skeleton in the background, which is what I wanted. It's okay. Like here, we can see that skeleton in the background, and then we have the Stelizphos guarding that chest, digging that shot, actually. Should have tilted up a little bit. This is true. This was like a test shot. We can delete that. Our obligatory self-portrait. Meh. It's okay. Not the best one we've ever done. We had our Kilton portrait with the crescent moon going down just behind... I don't know if that hill actually technically would have a name in there. It might be part of Mount Agat, perhaps? Here's how we can test that out. It would be this guy right here. I can't even pin it, so that means it's not part of the map. But just so I can tell what it would be directly behind. Yeah, so... Well, just beyond the Gerudo Desert. The moon setting just beyond the Gerudo Desert. How about that? How about we say that? Kilton in his little zone with the moon just going down over the Gerudo Desert. Very nice. And then we did our great Gerudo skeleton moonrise shot, which I like this one. This actually might end up being the photo of the day. I do enjoy that one quite a bit. Flying V over the great Gerudo skeleton. Kilton portrait again, but this one, maybe the depth of field fell off or it became even more shallow. Here we have at least those flowers are kind of in focus in the background. And this one, they fell out of focus, but I guess that doesn't bother me too much. Anyway, same exact portrait, but I think we fixed some compositional issues here. We'll compare those next time when we're doing our full review. And the Pro Snap pick of the night, I want to say it's this crescent moon just inside this great skeleton's mouth. I like that one a lot. I do wish there was something else happening in that top left corner. That's the only thing that's bothering me is like a lot of negative space. And that red laser beam from the great, or the divine beast doesn't really feel fitting to me. So maybe if we ended up doing this again, maybe I'd just try to frame all that stuff out. I thought it was cool how we were framing the divine beast and that tower inside the mouth with the moon. But I do think I would have preferred just a specific shot of just the skeleton head and then the moon in the mouth. That would have been preferable. But I'll say the Kilton portrait was our Pro Snap pick of the day since we plotted it. We shot it a couple times, made sure we got it right. Waited for that right moment when the crescent moon's just over the tip of that hill. Tip of that one, Odell. Thanks, Gare. And yeah, I do like that one quite a bit. So we'll say it's that. Pro Snap pick of the day. Kilton in his little hut with the moon in the background. Let's save. Well, first, actually, let's put on, now that's hot again, of course. Put on our cooling down clothing. Here, let's just do, I think if I do, no, you need 2-tier hot protection, huh? Okay. Save really quick. Again. And that's it, man. That's one step closer to Halloween in Hyrule. Hyrule Halloween. It's got a nice ring to it. Maybe we'll call next Thursday's stream the Hyrule Halloween stream or something like that. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a stream on Halloween this year, but that's fine. I don't know if I would even stream because I'd probably want to do something fun. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. Whoops. I went into a different mode. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out and being a part of that. Hope it was fun and entertaining and enjoyable. I don't really feel like we walked away with that many great shots, but we walked away with a couple good ones that we spent a little bit more time plotting and planning, which is the way I prefer to shoot in real life. That's the kind of the type of shooting I prefer, is really having a vision in mind and taking note of all the elements that you can combine to get as close to that vision as possible. And really building the image, creating the look that you're going for. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. So that's closer to my preferred style of shooting. But I know it's also not that exciting. That's why the combat photos are kind of fun to do, because there's some action involved and some excitement. We're snapping into Slim Jims in that case when we're doing that kind of stuff. But I think we got a couple cool shots, and I do like plotting like that. So I hope that was all right. Hope that was cool. We were doing that. I know, judging by the viewer count, so many people enjoyed that one. Either way, very much appreciate it. Sticking by me even on these nights that don't really turn out too many magical frames. I'll be back tomorrow for Photography Friday in Fallout 76. I'll be doing some fun Halloween time type stuff. I think tomorrow I'm going to start designing and building a new Halloween type camp. I should have done that at the beginning of October, to be honest with you, if I was smart about it. So I had a nice full month of having it built up, but I didn't think that far ahead. So maybe tomorrow we'll do some Halloween type building and some cool stuff. I also learned how to launch enemies with the chainsaw. So I'd like to fuck around with doing that. And we'll be doing that at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, as usual here in the dark room. Other than that, let's do socials. If you want to watch any of the previous streams, check out YouTube, because they all end up on there. Plus, when we eventually finish our deep dive into photographing in Zelda Breath of the Wild, we'll have a nice, well-rounded video describing shooting in this game, what we like about it, what we've been doing with it. And you'll also be able to find nice little short clips on YouTube as well from each stream. If you don't want to watch full streams, you just want to see the best shots that we've taken, those all end up on YouTube, as well as TikTok, both mirror images of each other, essentially, just depending on what you prefer. And everything else is self-explanatory. And otherwise, if you've taken any cool shots, like I always say, I recommend you shoot some photos while we're streaming here in a game of your choice. But if you want to share photos you've taken with some people that would really enjoy seeing it, check out our Discord. We got a pretty cool group of people on there, all very passionate photographer, artistic type gamers that enjoy photography and gaming, and would love to see what you're doing, combining those two things into some art. So check that out. If what we do here is interesting to you, you can follow along while we're off the stream and stay in touch and whatnot on the Discord. So check that out. Otherwise, I hope everybody enjoys their evening. I hope you enjoy whatever it is that you're going to do with your time. As always, take care, take pictures, don't lose your dinosaur, even if it's like a Gerudo Great Skeleton dinosaur, which I would like to say that's a dinosaur. And I really appreciate everybody's support and love. I wouldn't be doing it without you. Enjoy your evening. I'll see everybody. Wait. Well, I'll rate the stream. I'll say goodbye. And then let's rate the stream. Stream tonight. Pretty sad, dude. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 2 Bible Thump and a Bleeding Purple Heart as like. That's the. Thanks, Gary. That's the stream. That's the stream rating. Is well, not the best rating. I think that's the worst rating I've had so far. Pretty down on myself. Other than that, I'll throw a Thnack out there. Thnack you all. Enjoy your night, everybody. Peace.